What's it like on Johns Island? Do you have any Johns Island videos? You should make a Johns Island video. Heck, even my wife has asked me, you live on Johns Island? Why don't you make a Johns Island video? So today, we're making a Johns Island video. What's up and welcome back everyone. As always, I'm your favorite YouTubing Charleston realtor, Bill Olson, and today we're talking all about my home, Johns Island. Now, my family and I moved to Johns Island a little over 6 years ago. It was just my wife and I. We weren't too keen on it, but after that we fell in love with it, so much so that a year and a half ago we bought our second house just a mile and a half away from our old one, and we couldn't picture ourselves living anywhere else. So where exactly is Johns Island and what is it? Well, Johns Island is the 4th largest island on the East Coast and the largest in South Carolina, and it is a whopping 84 square miles. So from the closest point, you're about 8 miles from the Charleston Peninsula. At the furthest point, you're about 20 miles from the Charleston Peninsula. And a funny thing, my mom always likes to tell people that her son and his family live on an island. Well, this is not a lie. She makes it sound like we live in this tropical location. And the truth is, most of Johns Island is still rural and farmland. It's not like a tropical island in the Bahamas, and it's growing very quickly. So what exactly is there to do here on Johns Island? With it being so rural, well, one of the things is right behind me. This is the angel oak tree. Conservative estimates put it between 400 and 500 years old, where on the other end, there are people that think that it's 1,500 years old, and it's 66 feet tall, and it creates 17,000 square feet of shade. And as you can see from the people behind me, this is a very popular tourist spot. Now, this isn't the only thing to do on the island. Because it's an island, we have a lot of waterfront. There's boating, there's beaches on the barrier island of Kiowa. There's trophy lakes, which if you want to water ski, wakeboard, they have an inflatable water park in the summer that families love to go to. There's just an endless amount of things. There's a park with an equestrian center and an archery center out here. And with being so close to Charleston, there's a lot of outdoor activities. The island isn't all rural. Right along Maybank, we're seeing an influx of businesses, whether it be shops, restaurants, breweries, a distillery. So let's head over to one of these local businesses, and we're going to talk more about that, the housing, and what it's actually like to live here. Now, all the growth on Johns Island isn't just residential, and there's only not just the rural things to do. But we do have a lot of businesses popping up. One of my favorite, we're here at Estuary. They're a coffee shop in the morning, and they also serve and brew some amazing beers. I just come for the beer because I don't really like coffee, so judge me all you want. They share a parking lot with the Charleston Distilling Company, so there's a lot to do right here. Now, in addition to that, we're seeing other businesses and shopping centers pop up left and right here. And some of the great restaurants that are out here, we've got the Wild Olive, the Royal Turn. Shawnee is one of my favorite Irish bars in all of Charleston, not just on Johns Island. And we have one other brewery, which is Low Tide. So there's plenty to do out here in that sense. We have 2 grocery stores right on the island. Now, if you go down to Kiowa, you are gonna get to Freshfields, which is a little more touristy. It's just off the island, but it does service a lot of Johns Island. So you do have that option as well. Now, living out here for the past 6 years, I've loved watching it grow, but if I told you it was all rainbows and unicorns, I'd be lying to you. So I'm gonna tell you some of the things that I don't like and some things you need to know about before moving here if this is where you wanna be. Now, with all the growth, the infrastructure hasn't really caught up. Every road is 2 lanes. So if you're trying to get off the island or on the island during rush hour, that can be a little dicey. And then on the weekends, because we've got 2 resort barrier islands next to us, Saturdays can be kind kind of busy. You've got people going and coming from their beach rentals. So that's something just to be aware of if you're trying to get somewhere in a hurry. So I want to take a quick detour here to talk a little bit about the housing here on Johns Island. Now, since it was so rural for so long, a lot of what you're gonna find is what's behind me, and that's new construction or even newer homes that were built after the year 2000. Now, we're seeing a lot of this, and that's pushing prices up. If you're looking to buy a home here, you can expect for newer construction from about the mid 400s all the way up into the 800s, and then even past that if you're looking for something custom and on the water. Now, that's not to say it's not impossible to find something under $350, but they are few and far between. They sell really quick, so you've got to be prepared to jump when that hits, and you're probably going to be looking at about 1,400 square feet on those. So if you're looking to sell or buy a home here on Johns Island or anywhere in the Charleston area, I would love to be your realtor of choice. I've got all my contact information in the description below. So give me a call, email, throw up those smoke signals, let me know. Have a great day, and I'll see you on the next video.